Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. One of the most common questions I get is how to save more money. And let me tell you, it's not about making drastic sacrifices or living like a monk. It's about making smart choices and small changes that add up over time. So today, we're diving into the best ways to save money and make every dollar count. We'll be covering everything from everyday purchases to big ticket items. And I've got some seriously actionable tips that you can start using today, whether you're saving for a down payment on a house, a dream vacation, or just want to have a little more financial breathing room. This video is for you. Remember, the small steps you take today can lead to huge financial wins down the road. So let's get started. All right, let's talk about everyday purchases. These are the things we buy all the time, like groceries, toiletries, and household items. You might not think twice about spending a few extra bucks here and there, but those small amounts can really add up over time. That's where coupons come in. I know, coupons might seem a little old school, but trust me, they're still one of the easiest ways to save money. You can find coupons for pretty much everything these days, from groceries to clothing to electronics. Start by downloading a few coupon apps on your phone. I personally use and recommend apps like Ibotta, Rakuten, and Fetch Rewards. These apps make it super easy to find and redeem coupons right from your phone. Just scan your receipts after you shop and watch the cashback roll in. And don't forget about traditional paper coupons. You can usually find them in newspapers, magazines, and even mailed directly to your house. Just take a few minutes each week to clip the coupons for items you regularly buy, and you'll be surprised at how much you can save. Now let's talk about cashback apps. These are a lifesaver when it comes to saving money on everyday purchases. Essentially, cashback apps give you a percentage of your purchase back in cash, just for shopping like you normally would. One of my favorite cashback apps is Honey. It's a browser extension that automatically finds and applies coupon codes at checkout. You literally don't have to lift a finger. It's like having a personal shopping assistant who scours the internet for the best deals. Another great option is Capital One Shopping. It works similarly to Honey, but it also compares prices from different retailers to make sure you're getting the absolute best deal. And the best part is, you don't even need a Capital One credit card to use it. The key here is to make cashback apps a habit. Every time you shop online, make sure you have your cashback apps activated. It only takes a few seconds, and those small amounts of cashback can really add up over time. Timing is everything when it comes to saving money on everyday purchases. Stores often have sales and promotions throughout the year, so it's worth planning your purchases around these events. For example, did you know that January is a great time to buy winter clothes? That's because retailers are trying to clear out their inventory to make room for new spring merchandise. You can often find amazing deals on coats, sweaters, and boots during this time. Another great time to shop is during Black Friday and Cyber Monday. These shopping holidays are known for their deep discounts on everything from electronics to appliances to clothing. Just be sure to set a budget and stick to it, as it's easy to overspend during these sales. And don't forget about back-to-school sales. Even if you're not in school anymore, you can still score great deals on things like laptops, backpacks, and office supplies. These sales usually happen in late summer, so keep an eye out. All right, let's move on to utility bills. These are the monthly expenses that can really put a dent in your budget. But the good news is, there are plenty of ways to save money on your utilities without sacrificing your comfort. The first step is to do an energy audit of your home. This might sound intimidating, but it's actually pretty simple. Just take a walk around your house and look for any areas where you might be wasting energy. For example, are there any drafts coming in from windows or doors? You can easily seal these leaks with weather stripping or caulk. Do you leave lights on in rooms you're not using? Make it a habit to turn off lights when you leave a room. Even small changes like these can make a big difference in your energy consumption. And the best part is, most of these changes are completely free. Now let's talk about appliances. Older appliances can be major energy hogs, so if you're looking to save money on your utility bills, upgrading to energy-efficient models is a smart move. Look for appliances with the Energy Star label. This label means that the appliance meets certain energy efficiency standards set by the EPA. Energy Star appliances use less energy than traditional models, which can save you money on your energy bills in the long run. While the upfront cost of energy-efficient appliances might be higher, the savings on your utility bills will more than make up for it over time. Plus, many states offer rebates and incentives for purchasing Energy Star appliances, so be sure to check if you qualify. Upgrading your appliances might seem like a big expense, but it's an investment that will pay off for years to come. All right, let's talk about food. We all gotta eat, right? Grocery bills can really take a bite out of your budget. It's easy to walk in for a few things and walk out with a full cart. Impulse purchases are the enemy of a healthy budget. But that's a recipe for overspending. Before you even step foot in the store, you need a plan. We're talking about meal planning, my friends. This one habit can save you a ton of money. Meal planning might sound intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. It's as simple as taking a look at your schedule for the week and figuring out what meals you can realistically prepare. Are there nights you'll be home late? Factor that in. Maybe you have leftovers from a previous meal. Put those to good use. Think about it. When you plan your meals, you're also indirectly creating your grocery list. No more wandering the aisles aimlessly, tempted by every sale and promotion. You'll be laser-focused, sticking to your list and avoiding those budget-busting impulse buys. Your wallet will thank you. And here's a pro tip. Look for recipes that use similar ingredients. This way, you can buy in bulk and save even more money. For example, if you're making chicken stir-fry one night, plan on having chicken tacos later in the week. You'll use up all the chicken and minimize waste. Remember, time is money, and meal planning saves you both. You won't be scrambling for dinner at the last minute, and you'll avoid the temptation of expensive takeout. Plus, cooking at home is almost always healthier and cheaper than eating out. Now let's talk about bulk buying. I'm a huge fan of Costco and Sam's Club for certain staples. Things like rice, beans, oats, nuts, and frozen fruits and vegetables can often be purchased in bulk for a fraction of the cost per unit. Just make sure you have enough storage space and that you'll actually use what you buy. Pay attention to unit pricing. Larger sizes are often more cost-effective, but not always. Do the math to ensure you're getting the best deal. Don't forget about clearance sections. You can find amazing deals if you're willing to use them quickly or freeze them. Be smart and strategic with your spending to free up more cash for what matters. All right, let's talk about transportation, which can be a huge expense. You might not realize it, but that daily commute can really put a dent in your budget. Seriously, think about it. Gas, car payments, insurance, parking. It adds up so quickly. Let's say you commute 30 miles round trip to work every day. Even with a fuel-efficient car, you're looking at hundreds of dollars a month on gas alone. And that's not even factoring in the depreciation of your car, which is a hidden cost that many people forget about. And if you're stuck in traffic, forget about it. Time is money, and all that time spent sitting in your car is time you could be using to do something productive, like earning extra cash on the side or even just relaxing and de-stressing. So, what can you do to lower these transportation expenses and keep more money in your pocket? Let's dive into some practical tips that you can start using today. First up, consider alternatives to driving alone. Carpooling is a fantastic option, especially if you have coworkers who live nearby. Not only can you split the cost of gas, but you'll also reduce wear and tear on your vehicle. Plus, it's a great way to socialize and make your commute more enjoyable. Another option is public transportation. I know, it might not be the most glamorous option, but hear me out. Depending on where you live, taking the bus or train can be significantly cheaper than driving, especially when you factor in parking costs. Plus, you can use that time to catch up on emails, read a book, or even get a head start on some work. And hey, if you're feeling adventurous and live close enough to work, why not try biking or walking? Not only is it great exercise, but it's also completely free and good for the environment. Plus, imagine how much money you'll save on gym memberships. Remember, every little bit helps. Even making small changes to your transportation habits can add up to significant savings over time. Now, I know that ditching your car completely isn't feasible for everyone, and that's okay. There are still plenty of ways to save on transportation costs, even if you rely on your vehicle. One of the best things you can do is be strategic about your car usage. For example, try to combine errands into one trip instead of making multiple short trips throughout the week. This will not only save you money on gas, but it will also reduce wear and tear on your car. And speaking of errands, consider walking or biking to nearby stores if possible. Another tip is to make sure your car is properly maintained. This means getting regular oil changes, keeping your tires inflated properly, and addressing any mechanical issues promptly. A well-maintained car will run more efficiently and save you money on gas in the long run, not to mention prevent those costly surprise repairs down the road. By being mindful of your driving habits and making a few simple changes, you can significantly reduce your transportation expenses and free up more money in your budget. We've talked a lot about cutting expenses, but now let's dive into the exciting part: building a savings fund. Having a healthy savings account is crucial for financial security and peace of mind. It acts as a safety net for unexpected expenses, helps you reach your financial goals, and gives you the freedom to pursue your dreams without constantly worrying about money. Think of it like this. Imagine your car breaks down, or you have a medical emergency, or you suddenly lose your job. These unexpected events can be incredibly stressful, especially if you don't have the financial resources to handle them. That's where your savings fund comes in. Having money set aside for these types of situations can make all the difference, allowing you to navigate these challenges without derailing your finances or going into debt. It's like having a financial cushion to fall back on when life throws you a curveball. So how do you start building this all-important savings fund? Let's break it down. One of the most effective ways to build a savings fund is to automate the process. This means setting up a system where a portion of your income is automatically transferred to your savings account each month before you even have a chance to spend it. Think of it as paying yourself first. Now, you might be thinking, but Graham, I can barely make ends meet as it is. How am I supposed to save? And I hear you. But the truth is, even small amounts can add up over time, especially with the power of compound interest on your side. Start by setting aside a small percentage of your income each month, even if it's just 1% or 2%. As you get used to living on a slightly tighter budget, you can gradually increase this amount over time. The key is to make saving a habit, just like brushing your teeth or paying your rent. Trust me, once you start seeing your savings grow, it becomes incredibly motivating, and you'll be amazed at how quickly it adds up. Another important aspect of building a savings fund is to have clear financial goals in mind. Are you saving for a down payment on a house, a new car, a dream vacation, retirement? Having specific goals will not only keep you motivated, but will also help you determine how much you need to save and by when. Once you have your goals in mind, break them down into smaller, more manageable chunks. This will make them seem less daunting and more achievable. For example, instead of simply saying, I want to save $30,000 for a down payment, break it down into monthly or even weekly savings targets. Remember, saving is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about making consistent progress over time, not about depriving yourself or trying to save every penny. So, set realistic goals that align with your income and lifestyle, and don't be afraid to adjust them as needed along the way. The most important thing is to start saving today, no matter how small the amount. Every dollar you save is a step closer to achieving your financial goals and securing your financial future. That's it for today's video on smart saving tips for everyday life. We covered a lot of ground, from saving on everyday purchases and utility bills to reducing food and transportation expenses and building a solid savings fund. Remember, saving money doesn't have to be about making drastic sacrifices or living a life of deprivation. Small changes to your spending habits can make a big difference over time. It's all about being mindful of your finances, making conscious choices, and finding creative ways to stretch your dollar further. If you found these tips helpful, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more personal finance tips and tricks. And while you're at it, share your own money-saving tips in the comments below. I'm always looking for new ideas, and I know others can benefit from your experiences too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.